Chosen one, the time has come for you to release the poison of unforgiveness and step into the divine healing that is already waiting for you. This moment is not an accident, it's a divine invitation. The Lord is calling you to release the chains that have kept your heart bound and to embrace the freedom that forgiveness brings. But before you move forward, take a deep breath and center yourself. Feel the weight of the world begin to lift from your shoulders as you enter into this sacred space of healing. The journey you're about to embark on is one of immense power and peace. The Lord has spoken, and His message is clear. He wants to restore everything that you have lost to the poison of unforgiveness. Every moment of pain, every tear, every wound, He is ready to heal it. But healing begins with a choice. It begins with a decision, right now, to let go of the hurt that has held you captive, to release the anger, the bitterness, and the resentment that has been consuming you. Forgiveness is the key to unlocking the freedom and healing that is waiting for you. As you stand at this threshold, take a moment to reflect on the burden you've been carrying. You know it well, the weight of the past, the unresolved anger toward someone who has wronged you, the pain from a betrayal. Perhaps it's guilt, regret, or a deep sorrow that has been festering in your soul for years. This weight has been holding you back from fully embracing the life you were meant to live. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to define you anymore. You don't have to carry that burden. Right now, imagine yourself standing before a river of light. The water is calm, peaceful, shimmering with divine grace. Every drop represents healing, freedom, and restoration. Feel the pull of the river, inviting you to step into its waters. As you do, know that with every step, the weight of unforgiveness is being washed away. Feel the tension in your body begin to release, the tightness in your chest slowly fading away, replaced by a lightness, a peace that you haven't known in a long time. Forgiveness is not about excusing the actions of others. It's not about pretending the hurt didn't happen. It's not about forgetting what was done to you. Forgiveness is about releasing the grip that the pain has on your soul. It's about letting go of the control that the hurt has over you, and trusting that the Lord will bring justice, healing, and restoration in His perfect timing. When you forgive, you are making a powerful choice to free yourself from the bondage of bitterness and pain. But here's the challenge. Releasing unforgiveness is not always easy. The memories, the emotions, the scars, they seem to rise to the surface every time you try to let go. The struggle is real, but this is where divine strength comes in. You are not alone in this journey. The Lord is with you, holding your hand, empowering you to forgive. He is your source of strength, and through His power, you can overcome any obstacle, including the battle within yourself. You may wonder, how do I forgive when the hurt is so deep? It's a valid question. The pain you feel is real, but chosen one, forgiveness is not about denying the hurt. It's about acknowledging the pain and choosing to move beyond it. You are not minimizing what was done to you. Instead, you are choosing to release the power that the hurt has had over your life. You are choosing peace, freedom, and healing, knowing that forgiveness is the only path to full restoration. Think about the freedom that forgiveness offers. Imagine being able to think about the person who hurt you without feeling the sting of resentment. Imagine being able to look back on the situation without bitterness clouding your mind. Picture yourself walking forward, no longer chained to the past, no longer burdened by the weight of unforgiveness. This is what God wants for you. He wants you to be free, to live in peace, and to experience the fullness of life that He has promised you. As you take this step of forgiveness, know that it's not just for the person who wronged you, it's for you. You are the one who is set free when you forgive. You are the one who experiences peace when you release the hurt. God does not want you to carry this burden any longer. He wants to heal your heart and restore your soul. Take a deep breath and imagine the chains that have bound you for so long beginning to fall away. Feel the weight of anger, bitterness, and pain slipping off your shoulders. Let it go. Let it fall into the river of light, where it will be washed away, never to return. In that space, there is peace, there is healing, there is freedom. And now, I invite you to make the choice. Choose forgiveness today. Choose to let go of the past, to release the poison of unforgiveness from your soul, and to embrace the freedom that only forgiveness can bring. This is the first step toward your healing. This is the first step toward the new life that God has in store for you. And as you choose forgiveness, know that you are not alone. The Lord is walking with you every step of the way, guiding you, healing you, and empowering you to live in the peace that only He can give. If this message has touched your spirit and you feel ready to release the hurt, type Amen below and let heaven see your faith. Share your thoughts on how this message resonates with you and how forgiveness is beginning to change your life. Don't walk this journey alone. Hit subscribe and let's continue to walk together in the freedom and peace that comes from embracing forgiveness. Your transformation starts now. You may not realize it yet, but holding on to unforgiveness is like carrying a weight that sinks deeper and deeper with every passing day. This weight doesn't just reside in your heart, it takes up space in your mind, in your relationships, and in the very fabric of your being. The unresolved hurts, the grudges, the painful memories, they all accumulate like stones in a heavy sack. And though you may have become accustomed to carrying it, the burden is wearing you down. When you hold on to unforgiveness, you are not just holding on to the actions of those who hurt you. You are also holding on to the pain they caused, replaying the scenes in your mind, re-experiencing the wounds. The more you replay the hurt, the deeper the scars become. It's as if you're tethered to a past that won't let you move forward, and every step you try to take is hindered by the weight of what's been done to you. But there's a profound truth, chosen one. The longer you hold on to this weight, the more it will take from you. The poison of unforgiveness doesn't just harm the one who wronged you, it harms you too. It eats away at your peace, distorts your view of the world, and keeps you trapped in a cycle of pain. You cannot move forward when you are anchored to the past. And yet, each time you choose to forgive, you begin to untie the knots that have kept you bound. You may have told yourself that unforgiveness is a form of protection. Perhaps you think, if I forgive, I'm letting them off the hook. I'm making it okay that they hurt me. But hear this, unforgiveness is not protecting you, it is keeping you chained to the past, to the pain, and to the anger that has been festering inside of you. Holding on to this weight only brings more hurt. It keeps you from stepping into the fullness of the life that is meant for you. Imagine that every time you replay the hurt in your mind, you are adding another layer to the weight you're carrying. Each time the pain resurfaces, it's like adding another stone to the sack. But the moment you choose to release the pain, truly forgive, you begin to lighten that load. You begin to heal. The choice to forgive is not a denial of your pain, nor is it a minimization of the wrong done to you. It is an act of freedom, chosen for your own peace, healing, and future. Forgiveness allows you to stop living in the past. It frees you from the constant cycle of pain and resentment that has kept you stuck. When you forgive, you are choosing to release the person, the memory, the hurt, whatever it is that has held you captive for so long. And as you do, you free yourself to experience life as it was meant to be experienced, without the weight of old wounds dragging you down. Yes, chosen one, this is a battle. The struggle to forgive is real, and it's hard. You may wonder, how do I release the hurt? How do I let go of what was done to me? The answer lies in the choice to forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve peace, you deserve freedom. You deserve to experience the life that God has in store for you, not one defined by the hurts of yesterday. Forgiveness is not about excusing the other person's actions. It's not about saying that what they did is okay. It's about saying that you will not allow their actions to control you any longer. It's about choosing to release the emotional hold that their behavior has on you. You are not doing this for them. You are doing it for you. You are choosing to set yourself free. So, take a moment, chosen one, and reflect on the weight that you've been carrying. Think about the people, the situations, and the hurts that have kept you bound. Can you feel it? The burden, the heaviness, the way it has affected your thoughts, your emotions, and your peace? Now, imagine what it would be like to release it. Imagine what it would be like to step into freedom, to let go of the chains, to breathe deeply without the weight of unforgiveness on your shoulders. Forgiveness is not an instant cure, it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And there will be times when you may feel that the weight is heavy again. But every time you choose to forgive, every time you let go, the weight becomes lighter. Each step you take toward forgiveness is a step toward healing, a step toward freedom. This is not an easy path, but it is a path worth walking. The transformation that happens when you forgive is not just emotional, it is spiritual. When you forgive, you are aligning your heart with God's heart. You are choosing to walk in the freedom that Jesus made possible through his sacrifice. Forgiveness is a divine act, and every time you forgive, you participate in the healing power of God. It is through forgiveness that you release the poison of the past and make room for the divine restoration that God wants to bring into your life. Now, look ahead, chosen one. What do you see? A future of peace, a future of freedom, a future where you are no longer bound by the chains of unforgiveness. This is the future that forgiveness makes possible. You are not bound to the past. You are free to walk forward, to heal, to experience the fullness of life that is yours. If you are ready to begin releasing the weight of unforgiveness and stepping into the peace that forgiveness brings, take a moment to reflect. Who or what are you holding on to? Can you begin to release it now, even in this moment? Choose peace. Choose freedom. Choose forgiveness. The weight of unforgiveness is far more than a mental burden. It affects you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You may have learned to live with it, to carry it like a heavy cloak draped over your shoulders. But deep down, you feel the strain. Perhaps you've told yourself that the hurt doesn't matter anymore, that you've moved on, or that you can forgive but never forget. Yet, as much as you try to bury the past, it continues to resurface, dragging you back into its grip every time you least expect it. Unforgiveness is like a slow poison, gradually eating away at the parts of you that are meant to be full of peace, joy, and freedom. It might start as an offhand thought, a passing moment of irritation, or a fleeting memory, but it soon grows into something much bigger. It seeps into your relationships, altering the way you connect with others, filling you with resentment, bitterness, and anger. What was once a small seed of hurt now takes root in your heart, flourishing into a web of negative emotions that cloud your judgment and poison your interactions. This poison is not just toxic to others, it's toxic to you. Every time you hold on to unforgiveness, you are choosing to stay tethered to the very thing that has hurt you. You are, in essence, letting the past control you. Those emotions, the pain, the anger, they can start to feel like a part of who you are. You may even think that without them, you wouldn't be able to protect yourself, that you'd be vulnerable, that you'd be weak. But, in reality, holding on to this weight doesn't protect you, it keeps you trapped in a cycle of suffering. What would it feel like to release that burden? Imagine letting go of the bitterness, the anger, the resentment that has been weighing you down for so long. Picture yourself standing in a room, holding a heavy, old suitcase. It's full of all the things that have hurt you, the words spoken in anger, the betrayals, the wounds from the past. Now imagine setting it down, walking away, and leaving it behind. Feel the freedom of not carrying that weight anymore. The lightness that fills your heart as you realize you no longer have to bear the pain of unforgiveness. This release doesn't mean you forget the wrongs done to you. It doesn't mean that what happened was acceptable or that you are excusing anyone's actions. What it does mean is that you are no longer going to let that hurt control your life. You are choosing freedom. You are choosing peace. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, but it does give you the power to choose how you move forward from it. Letting go of unforgiveness is not easy, and you may feel a deep inner struggle as you try to release the hurt. The wounds are real, and the emotions are raw. But here's the truth. The struggle itself is part of the process. You are breaking free from the chains that have held you captive. It will take time, and there may be moments when the temptation to pick up the pain again will be strong. But know this, every time you choose to forgive, you are choosing to step into healing. Every moment you let go, you are moving closer to freedom. The act of forgiveness is not a single event. It's a process. It's a journey of healing that happens over time, step by step. You will encounter moments when the hurt resurfaces, when the memories come flooding back. But each time, you have the opportunity to choose again. Every choice to forgive is a step toward your own healing and a moment of divine restoration. It's important to acknowledge that forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation, and it doesn't mean that the person who hurt you will change. It's not about excusing what was done, but it is about letting go of the control that the past has over you. By choosing forgiveness, you are releasing the hold that past pain has on your present, and you are stepping into the freedom that is available to you right now. As you continue on this journey of forgiveness, trust in the divine process. The Lord will heal the broken places in your heart and restore what was lost. You don't have to walk this path alone. With each step you take, God is with you, offering strength and guidance. Every time you choose to forgive, you are aligning yourself with God's healing power, and through His grace, you will experience the freedom and peace that come from releasing the poison of unforgiveness. Let this truth settle in your heart. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. You are the one who will benefit from letting go of the hurt. You are the one who will experience peace, healing, and freedom when you choose to forgive. It's a powerful divine act that will restore your heart, your spirit, and your relationships. And so, the journey continues. You are now at a crossroads, chosen one. You have the power to choose healing. You have the power to forgive. You have the power to let go of the poison that has been holding you captive. Each time you forgive, you are becoming more whole. Each time you choose peace, you are stepping deeper into the fullness of the life that God has in store for you. Forgiveness is the path to freedom, and freedom is the life you were meant to live. Forgiveness is more than just an act, it's a spiritual battle, one that takes place in the very depths of your soul. Every time you decide to forgive, you are choosing to fight against the lies that hold you captive. You are choosing to break free from the cycle of hurt, anger, and resentment that has been ingrained in your heart. It's not a battle that can be won easily, but chosen one. This is the fight for your freedom, and you are more than capable of winning it. You see, the challenge of forgiveness isn't just about releasing someone else from their wrongs, it's about releasing yourself. The longer you hold on to unforgiveness, the more control it has over you. It's like carrying a heavy weight around that restricts your every move, that keeps you from truly living. Every time you cling to your bitterness or anger, you're giving that person, that situation, power over you. But by forgiving, you are taking that power back. You are choosing to no longer let the past dictate your future, to no longer be held back by what has been done to you. The inner conflict can be overwhelming. Perhaps you're afraid that if you forgive, you'll be letting the person who hurt you off the hook. You might fear that forgiving them means excusing their behavior or allowing them to hurt you again. These fears are natural, but they are also lies. Forgiveness is not about excusing the wrongs or pretending that everything is okay. It's not about leaving yourself vulnerable to further harm. It's about choosing to release the emotional and spiritual hold that their actions have on you. It's about saying, I will not let your hurt control my peace anymore. En merescence, en crediat, is a menacence. You have every right to feel the pain, to mourn the injustice, and to acknowledge the deep hurt that has been caused. Forgiveness does not invalidate your pain. It doesn't mean you're not justified in your anger. What it does is free you from the shackles of that anger, so that you can move forward with your life, unburdened and at peace. It's about taking back the control over your own heart, mind, and spirit. The struggle to forgive is real, chosen one, but so is the power that lies within you to overcome it. You are not fighting this battle alone. The divine strength that lives inside of you is more than enough to help you face the challenge of forgiveness. Every time you choose to forgive, you are tapping into a power that transcends the hurt, a strength that will carry you through even the most difficult moments. Take a moment to recognize the courage it takes to forgive. It's not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. It takes a strong person to release the bitterness and anger that hold them captive, to choose peace in the face of deep pain. When you forgive, you are choosing to rise above the hurt, to claim victory over the negativity and resentment that threaten to control your heart. You are choosing to walk in freedom. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment what your life would look like without the weight of unforgiveness. Imagine waking up in the morning with peace in your heart, not the constant buzz of irritation or the heaviness of old wounds. Imagine the freedom to live in the present moment, without the haunting thoughts of past betrayals or pain. Imagine walking into your relationships with love and understanding, instead of guardedness and resentment. This is the life that forgiveness offers you. This is the freedom that awaits you when you choose to release the burden of unforgiveness. The challenge is that it's not just a one-time decision. Forgiveness is a process, a journey that unfolds with each choice to let go. Sometimes, the pain will resurface, and you will have to forgive again. Sometimes, the memories will come back, and you will have to remind yourself that you've already released them. But each time you choose forgiveness, you are becoming more free. Each time you release the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, you are stepping into the fullness of the life that God has for you. Every choice to forgive takes you one step closer to the peace that is already available to you. Forgiveness doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't always come easily. But here's the truth. With each act of forgiveness, you are becoming more and more like the divine example of grace and mercy that God has shown you. Forgiveness is the key to healing, not just for the person who wronged you, but for yourself. When you forgive, you are not only letting go of the past, you are allowing healing to flow into your heart, your spirit, and your life. You are creating space for the divine to restore everything that was broken, everything that was lost. And even though the process may seem long, even though the pain may feel overwhelming at times, remember that you are not doing this on your own. The divine is with you, every step of the way, guiding you, empowering you, and filling you with the strength to continue. The battle for your heart, your peace, and your freedom has already been won. You just have to choose to step into that victory every day. Forgiveness is not easy, but it is possible. And as you choose to forgive, you are stepping into the fullness of the life that God has in store for you. A life free from the weight of unforgiveness. A life filled with peace, love, and divine restoration. As you continue on your journey of forgiveness, chosen one, you may begin to see the incredible power that forgiveness has to heal not just your heart, but your entire life. Healing is often seen as something that only happens in the aftermath of pain, but the truth is, forgiveness is the catalyst that begins the healing process. It doesn't just fix the wounds left by others' actions, it also mends the wounds you have inflicted on your own soul by holding on to that pain for so long. There's something deeply transformative about forgiveness. When you forgive, you release not only the person who wronged you, but also the bitterness, the anger, the resentment that you have been carrying. And with each release, you make space for peace to flood your heart, for healing to take root, and for joy to rise in the places where sorrow once resided. The beauty of forgiveness is that it doesn't just change the person who hurt you, it changes you. You may not realize it yet, but holding on to unforgiveness is like keeping a wound open. You may try to ignore it, cover it up, or hide it, but the hurt still lingers, festering beneath the surface. Every time you think about the offense, every time you hold on to anger, you reopen that wound. The longer you hold on, the deeper the hurt goes. But when you forgive, you close that wound. You allow healing to begin, and instead of the pain consuming you, it becomes a part of your past, a past that no longer defines you. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, and it doesn't change what happened, but it changes what happens next. It transforms the present moment and the future that lies ahead. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of anger, resentment, and hurt that have been tying you down. You allow yourself to walk in freedom, and it's through that freedom that you will experience the fullness of divine healing. The act of forgiveness may seem like something you do for someone else, but in truth, it's something you do for yourself. The freedom you gain from forgiveness is yours alone. You no longer have to carry the weight of bitterness, anger, or hurt in your heart. And it's only when you release these burdens that you make room for divine restoration. Healing comes through forgiveness. When you forgive, you open your heart to restoration, and restoration brings peace, joy, and renewed purpose. However, chosen one, the act of forgiveness is not always immediate. There may be times when you forgive in your heart, but the memories of the hurt still linger. When you release someone from the pain they've caused, it doesn't mean that the emotional scars will vanish overnight. Sometimes, healing is a gradual process. It requires ongoing steps of choosing peace, choosing to let go, and choosing to trust that the divine is at work, even when you don't see it right away. But even if the pain doesn't disappear instantly, know this: with every act of forgiveness, you are becoming stronger. You are allowing God's healing power to work through you, and every moment of choosing forgiveness brings you closer to the peace you desire. Healing takes time, but it's a process that begins with the choice to forgive. As you forgive, God will heal the broken places in your heart, restoring your soul to wholeness and peace. Forgiveness also brings clarity. When you forgive, you free yourself from the distorted lens of anger and resentment that can cloud your judgment. It's easy to see only the wrongs done to you when you're holding on to unforgiveness. It's easy to focus on the hurt and allow it to dictate your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. But when you forgive, you open your eyes to the truth. You begin to see things as they truly are, and the pain no longer has the power to blind you. The clarity that comes from forgiveness allows you to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Instead of being anchored to the past, you are able to look ahead with hope. The chains of unforgiveness no longer restrict your vision. Instead, you are free to embrace the future that God has in store for you. And that future is bright, filled with peace, love, and divine restoration. Forgiveness brings reconciliation, not just between you and others, but also between you and yourself. When you forgive, you heal the rift that has been created within your heart. You stop blaming yourself for holding on to the hurt, and you stop carrying the burden of guilt for not being able to let go. Reconciliation with yourself is just as important as reconciliation with others. When you forgive, you restore peace within your own soul. This is where true healing happens. True healing is not just about forgiving others, it's about forgiving yourself. It's about releasing the guilt and shame that you may have carried for not being able to forgive sooner, for holding on to the hurt, or for letting the pain define you. But chosen one, your journey to forgiveness and healing doesn't have to be rushed. There's no shame in the process. Healing takes time, and it's okay to go at your own pace. The important thing is that you keep moving forward, one step at a time. And as you continue this journey, know that you are never alone. The divine is with you, walking beside you, providing the strength you need to release the past and embrace the future. Each step you take in forgiveness brings you closer to the peace that only God can give. With every choice to forgive, you are choosing freedom, and that freedom will transform you in ways you can't even begin to imagine. Forgiveness is a powerful tool that opens the door to divine healing, and it is through this healing that you will experience the life you were always meant to live. It's a life of peace, a life of joy, a life of freedom. This is the life that God has called you to, and forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to that life. The deeper you go on your journey of forgiveness, the more you will discover that letting go of the past is not just about the people who have hurt you. It's about releasing the burden of the past from your own soul. The hurt, the anger, the bitterness, it all creates chains that bind you to moments that no longer serve you. These chains prevent you from moving forward, from living fully in the peace and freedom that God has for you. But the power to break free is within you, chosen one, and it begins with forgiveness. There's something profoundly liberating about the act of forgiveness. It is not just about the one who wronged you. It is also about the weight you no longer need to carry. Forgiveness is a choice to release the grip of the past, not for the benefit of those who hurt you, but for the benefit of your own heart, mind, and spirit. Every moment that you choose to forgive is a moment of freedom. You no longer allow the offenses, the wounds, or the pain to control your future. You may be wondering, but how do I forgive when the hurt is so deep? The truth is, forgiveness doesn't mean the pain goes away instantly. It doesn't mean you suddenly forget the past or pretend it didn't hurt. What it means is that you are no longer going to allow that hurt to control your life. You are no longer going to let the memory of what was done to you hold power over your thoughts and emotions. You are choosing to release it and to free yourself from the chains that have kept you captive for so long. Forgiveness is often a process. Sometimes it's a moment-by-moment decision. You may find yourself needing to forgive again and again as the memories and emotions rise to the surface. The hurt doesn't disappear in an instant, but with each decision to forgive, you break free a little more. With each act of forgiveness, you step closer to the divine healing that is available to you. And in that healing, you find the freedom to move forward and embrace the life that God has destined for you. Letting go of the pain, the bitterness, and the resentment is not an act of weakness, chosen one. It is an act of strength. You are not letting others off the hook when you forgive. You are choosing to take back control of your life. You are choosing to live in freedom, rather than remain shackled by the past. In choosing forgiveness, you take your power back. You no longer let someone else's actions dictate your happiness, your peace, or your future. Imagine, just for a moment, what life could look like without the weight of unforgiveness. Picture yourself waking up each day with a heart full of peace, no longer carrying the heavy burden of anger and resentment. See yourself walking into your relationships with openness and love, free from the walls of bitterness you once built around yourself. Imagine the lightness you would feel in your spirit, knowing that you are not carrying the weight of past offenses any longer. This is the life that forgiveness brings, the life that God desires for you. As you move forward, remember that forgiveness does not make the person who hurt you right. It does not erase the wrong that was done. What it does is free you from the hold that the wrong has over you. It releases the power that the past has in your present. You are no longer a prisoner of the hurt. You are a free person, empowered to live the life that God has called you to live. It is easy to think that holding on to unforgiveness is a form of self-protection, a way to guard your heart from further pain. But in truth, holding on to hurt does nothing to protect you. It only holds you back, keeping you stuck in the past. The walls you've built in the name of protection only prevent you from fully experiencing the love, peace, and joy that God has for you. The more you hold on, the more you remain imprisoned by your own emotions. But when you choose to forgive, you are choosing to break down those walls and let love flow freely once again. Forgiveness opens up the door to healing. Healing does not just happen on the surface, it happens deep within, where the pain of past wounds has created holes in your soul. When you forgive, you allow the divine to come into those places of hurt and begin the restoration process. You invite God to heal the broken parts of you, to mend the wounds that you've been carrying, and to restore you to the wholeness that He has intended for you from the beginning. This restoration is not just emotional, it is spiritual and physical as well. The healing that forgiveness brings can extend to every part of you, transforming you from the inside out. It may take time. It may require repeated acts of forgiveness, but chosen one, healing will come. With each step, you are getting closer to the freedom and peace that you deserve. And as you experience that peace, you will begin to see the transformation in your life, in your relationships, and in your heart. You will begin to understand, in ways you may not have before, the true power of forgiveness. You are now walking in the light, chosen one. You have made the choice to forgive, and in doing so, you have opened the door to healing. You are free. The past no longer controls you. The chains of unforgiveness have been broken, and you are now stepping into a life filled with divine peace, love, and restoration. You are no longer bound by the pain of the past. You are free to live fully in the present, embracing the future that God has prepared for you. Forgiveness is the path to peace. It is the road to freedom. And with each step you take, you are becoming more and more the person that God has called you to be, the person who is whole, healed, and free. Your journey of forgiveness is just beginning, but know this: the transformation you have already begun will continue, and the fullness of healing will be yours. The path you are walking, chosen one, is one of divine restoration. It is the journey from hurt to healing, from bondage to freedom. You have made the choice to forgive, and with each step, you are moving further into the fullness of God's plan for your life, a plan that is filled with peace, joy, and restoration. Forgiveness has opened the door to healing, but now it's time to walk through it. You may have wondered what true restoration looks like. It's easy to think of it as simply getting back what was lost, whether that's a relationship, a sense of security, or a part of yourself that feels broken. But divine restoration is not about returning to the way things were before. It's about being made whole again, being brought into a new place of healing that surpasses what you had before. It's about becoming who you were always meant to be, free, restored, and living in the fullness of peace that only forgiveness can bring. True restoration begins when you release the past and trust that the divine is at work in you. It happens when you let go of the bitterness, resentment, and anger, and make space for something new, something better. With every choice to forgive, you are taking a step towards the complete restoration of your heart and your life. This restoration is not something you can achieve on your own. It's a divine gift, one that God gives freely to those who are willing to let go of the past and embrace His healing power. As you continue on this journey of forgiveness, chosen one, you may start to notice subtle changes within yourself. Perhaps you're feeling lighter, as if the weight of the world has been lifted from your shoulders. Maybe the anger and bitterness that once clouded your thoughts are starting to dissipate, replaced by a sense of peace that you haven't experienced in a long time. These are signs that the restoration has already begun. The divine is healing you, piece by piece, restoring the broken places in your heart and soul, and filling you with His peace. Restoration also affects the relationships in your life. When you forgive, you open the door to reconciliation and healing in your relationships with others. Even if the other person does not respond or change, you are allowing space for healing between you and them. Forgiveness doesn't always lead to immediate reconciliation, but it allows the possibility of it. It changes the dynamic of the relationship. When you forgive, you are no longer controlled by the past hurts, and you are free to love again. But restoration isn't just about the external, it's about the internal transformation that takes place in your heart. As you forgive, God is not only healing your relationship with others but also transforming you. You are no longer the person you were before, bound by hurt and anger. You are becoming a person who is full of grace, mercy, and peace. The healing you experience in your heart allows you to see the world through a new lens, one that is full of compassion, understanding, and love. This transformation is powerful, chosen one, and it will continue to unfold as you walk this path of forgiveness. Every time you choose to forgive, you choose to step further into your restoration. Every moment you release the past, you make room for the divine to heal you, to fill you, and to restore every part of your life. With each act of forgiveness, you move closer to the person God created you to be, whole, healed, and free. But there will be moments when the past tries to come back. The memories, the old wounds, and the emotions may resurface, trying to pull you back into the cycle of hurt. In those moments, chosen one, remember this: restoration doesn't mean perfection. Healing is not instantaneous, and it doesn't mean that everything will be perfect right away. But each time you forgive, each time you release the past, you are taking another step forward into the fullness of the divine healing that awaits you. Sometimes, restoration is not about what happens on the outside, but what happens on the inside. It's about how you see yourself, how you understand your worth, and how you walk in peace and joy. Forgiveness is not just for the person who wronged you, it's for you. You are the one who is healed, the one who is restored, the one who is made whole when you choose forgiveness. And the more you forgive, the more you will experience the fullness of God's restoration in your life. Restoration is also about finding your purpose. When you choose forgiveness, You free yourself from the chains that have kept you stuck in the past. You are no longer defined by the wounds of yesterday. You are free to step into the purpose that God has set before you, to live the life He has designed for you, and to walk in the calling that He has placed on your life. Forgiveness allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are restored, healed, and ready to embrace the future God has prepared for you. The beauty of restoration is that it's not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, a continuous journey of healing, peace, and transformation. The more you forgive, the more you step into God's restoration. The more you release the past, the more room you make for divine healing to flow into your life. And with every step, you become more whole, more restored, and more aligned with the person you were always meant to be. As you continue on this journey of forgiveness, chosen one, remember that you are not alone. The divine is with you, guiding you every step of the way. The healing you are experiencing is not something you have to force. It is a gift that God is giving to you. All you need to do is accept it. Choose forgiveness, choose healing, and choose restoration. Trust that the divine is at work in your life, and that with every act of forgiveness, you are becoming more of the person you were always meant to be. If you are ready to embrace this restoration in your life, to step into the fullness of God's healing, take a moment to reflect. What area of your life do you need restoration in? Can you choose forgiveness and release the past, making room for healing to flow? Embrace the transformation that is already at work within you. As you stand in the freedom that forgiveness brings, chosen one, you may begin to realize something truly profound. This is not just the end of the journey, but the beginning of a completely new life. You have stepped into healing. You have released the burdens of the past, and you are now ready to walk in a life filled with divine purpose. The path ahead may not always be clear, but it is a path marked by peace, freedom, and joy. And as you continue on this journey, remember that this new beginning is not only for you, it's for those around you as well. The life that forgiveness offers is one that is no longer defined by the scars of the past. It is a life of peace, where your heart is no longer bound by the chains of bitterness, resentment, or anger. Forgiveness has set you free, but now it's time to fully embrace the life that lies ahead. The restoration you've experienced is just the beginning of the transformation that will continue to unfold in your life. You may find that, as you forgive, your relationships with others begin to change. The heaviness that once filled your interactions begins to fade. You are no longer looking through the lens of past hurts, but through the lens of grace and love. This shift in perspective will allow you to build stronger, more authentic connections with others. Your heart, now free of unforgiveness, will be able to embrace love, compassion, and understanding more fully than ever before. But there's something else, something even more beautiful about the life that forgiveness opens up to you. It's a life that is not limited by the past. In fact, as you release the hurts and wounds, you will discover that your potential is no longer defined by what happened to you, but by what you are choosing to do with your life moving forward. Forgiveness releases you from the shadow of past pain, allowing you to walk into the fullness of the future God has prepared for you. Forgiveness allows you to step into the freedom of living in the present. You no longer have to hold on to old grudges or rehearse old wounds in your mind. You are free to embrace the here and now, to experience life as it is meant to be experienced without the weight of past hurts dragging you down. The more you forgive, the more you step into this freedom, and the more you begin to fully live, fully enjoy, and fully embrace the divine blessings that are already present in your life. In this new life, you will begin to see things in a new light. You will begin to see yourself differently. No longer will you be defined by the offenses of the past or the ways others have hurt you. You will be defined by your ability to forgive, to love, and to walk in peace. You are no longer the person who is bound by the hurt. You are the person who has been set free by the power of forgiveness, and that freedom will radiate from you, impacting not only your own life but the lives of those around you. Forgiveness is a powerful force, chosen one, but it doesn't stop with you. It transforms everything it touches. When you forgive, you create a ripple effect of healing and peace that spreads outward. The peace you now carry will affect your relationships, your work, your community, and even the world around you. As you choose to forgive, you become a living testimony of God's love and grace, and you inspire others to walk in the same freedom. But how do you continue to walk in this freedom, chosen one? How do you maintain the peace that forgiveness has brought into your life? The answer lies in daily surrender and continual choice. Every day, you will face moments where the past may try to rise again. Old hurts, old memories, and even new offenses may tempt you to hold on to unforgiveness once more. But in those moments, you have the power to choose again. You have the power to forgive, to let go, and to choose peace. Choosing peace is not a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. It's a conscious effort to forgive every time the old wounds try to surface. It's a commitment to stay free from the grip of the past and to keep your heart open to love. With each choice to forgive, you strengthen the freedom that forgiveness has given you, and you deepen the peace that now resides in your heart. Walking in the freedom of forgiveness doesn't mean that you will never face pain again. It doesn't mean that you will never experience hurt or disappointment. What it means is that when those things come, you will be able to face them with peace in your heart. You will no longer be controlled by them. You will no longer be defined by the pain. You will be defined by the freedom that you have chosen in forgiveness. And as you continue walking in that freedom, chosen one, you will find that the divine healing you have experienced will continue to unfold in new ways. Healing is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process. And every time you choose forgiveness, you open yourself up to even deeper healing. This healing will affect every part of your life, your heart, your mind, your relationships, and your purpose. It will bring you closer to the person you were always meant to be. A person who is free, whole, and living in the fullness of God's peace. So, as you step into this new life of freedom, chosen one, know this. The journey of forgiveness is not just about healing your past. It's about stepping into the abundant life that God has prepared for you. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door to that life. And the more you walk through that door, the more you will experience the fullness of divine peace, restoration, and love. The life you've always desired is waiting for you. It is a life of freedom, a life of joy, a life of peace. It's a life where you are no longer bound by the chains of the past, but free to embrace the future that God has for you. Step boldly into that future, chosen one. The freedom of forgiveness is yours to claim. As you reflect on the path of forgiveness, chosen one, it's essential to recognize the power of transformation that has already begun within you. The act of forgiving, of releasing the weight of past hurt, is not a single event. It is the start of a profound transformation that is continually unfolding in your life. With each step you take toward healing, you are being made new. You are shedding the old layers of pain, bitterness, and resentment, and you are embracing the divine peace that only forgiveness can bring. Forgiveness opens the door to healing. But it's through the journey of embracing that forgiveness that you experience the true depth of restoration. Restoration is not just about repairing what was broken. It's about making something beautiful out of the ashes of pain. When you forgive, you begin to see yourself and your life in a new light, no longer as a victim of circumstances, but as a person empowered by divine grace to move forward, free from the shackles of the past. In this transformation, you may notice a gradual shift in your heart. The bitterness that once took root in your spirit begins to fade, replaced by a gentle peace that fills every corner of your soul. You may find that the anger that once controlled your thoughts no longer holds the same power over you. The pain that once felt so all-encompassing begins to lose its grip. In its place is a sense of freedom, a renewed hope, and a deeper connection to the divine presence that has been with you all along. But this transformation is not always immediate. There will be days when the old wounds feel raw, when the memories of the past try to pull you back into their grip. In those moments, chosen one, remind yourself of the journey you've already walked. Remember how far you've come. The act of forgiveness doesn't mean you won't face challenges or feel the sting of past hurt from time to time. It simply means that you no longer let those hurts control you. You choose healing over the bitterness that once defined you. As you continue to embrace forgiveness, you will begin to see the world through a new lens. No longer will you see people through the filters of past hurt. No longer will you judge them based on the offenses of others. Instead, you will begin to see people as God sees them, worthy of love, worthy of grace, worthy of forgiveness. The same mercy and grace that God has shown you will overflow from your heart into your relationships, transforming not only your life but the lives of those around you. Forgiveness is the bridge that leads you from pain to peace, from hurt to healing, from brokenness to wholeness. It is the key that unlocks the door to the abundant life God has promised you. And with each choice to forgive, you are stepping into the fullness of that promise. You are embracing the life of freedom, peace, and joy that God desires for you. The chains that once held you captive have been broken, and now you are free to walk in the fullness of God's love and purpose. There is another profound truth about forgiveness that you must understand. Chosen one, when you forgive, you open the door to divine restoration. Forgiveness is not only about healing the wounds of your heart, It is about restoring what was lost. You may have lost peace, joy, or trust in relationships because of past hurts, but forgiveness is the key that restores all of that and more. When you forgive, you make room for God to restore everything that was taken from you, whether it's peace, love, or the ability to trust again. Restoration doesn't happen in your own strength, and it doesn't happen immediately. It is a process, one that requires your continued trust in God's divine timing. Sometimes, restoration takes time, but with each step of forgiveness, you are actively participating in the divine work of healing and restoration. God is restoring what was broken, and He is doing it through you, as you choose to walk in the grace of forgiveness. Forgiveness also allows you to step into your true purpose, chosen one. As you let go of the pain of the past, you make room for the divine calling on your life to take center stage. The distractions of anger, resentment, and unforgiveness fall away, and you are free to pursue the purpose that God has uniquely designed for you. This is not just a spiritual restoration, it is the beginning of your life's full potential being unlocked. With forgiveness comes the ability to love fully, to give and receive love without the barriers that unforgiveness creates. When you forgive, you are no longer trapped in a cycle of hurt. Instead, you are free to love with the same love that God has shown you, a love that is patient, kind, and full of grace. The more you forgive, the more you step into the fullness of God's love, and the more you become a vessel of that love to others. Every act of forgiveness is an act of faith. It is faith that healing will come, faith that God's plan for your life is greater than the pain you've experienced, and faith that God will use your pain for His glory. Your journey of forgiveness is not only about your own healing, but also about being a light to others who are walking a similar path. The way you forgive will inspire others to forgive, and the peace that you experience will draw others to the divine healing that is available to them as well. In these final moments of your journey through forgiveness, I want you to know that this is not the end. It is the beginning of something beautiful. The divine healing that you have already experienced is just the first step in a life of ongoing restoration, transformation, and purpose. Every time you choose forgiveness, you choose healing. Every time you release the past, you step into the fullness of God's peace, love, and freedom. Chosen one, you are free. Free from the weight of unforgiveness, free from the chains of the past, free to live in the fullness of divine restoration. Your heart has been healed, and now, you are ready to embrace the future that God has prepared for you, a future of peace, love, and purpose. As you continue to walk in this freedom, remember that you are not alone. The divine is with you, guiding you every step of the way. Trust in the process of healing and restoration, and continue to walk in the peace that forgiveness has brought into your life.